Yo, what's going on, guys? Sam here. iPhone pre-orders are live right now. You can get either the 11 or the 11 Pro. And while historically they've done it at the middle of the night, this year they switched it up. They went live at like 5 a.m. Pacific or 7 a.m. my time. So I was like scrolling around real in a confused state earlier today, but I did get the two phones that I wanted, and I want to tell you guys about which ones I got and why. So if you're excited for that, drop a like down below, hit subscribe for more, and let's go ahead and get into my iPhone pre-orders. All right, so first up for the iPhone 11. Of the two phones, I'm definitely a little bit less excited to get this one just because the Pro has like the new finish, the third camera lens, a longer battery life, but the 11, I think for what you're paying, which is $699, definitely the best deal. Undebatable, I would say, out of the three new iPhones this year. So for the iPhone 11, I was thinking about this one a lot. Last year for the iPhone XR, I actually went with the product red, but over the course of the past year, I was just kind of like, it's a little flashy sometimes. I think I want to go with something a lot more subtle. Not as subtle as space gray, but out of the new color options, you got green, purple, space gray, silver, product red. You also have yellow. I don't know if I said yellow already. I went with white this year because looking at Apple's images, it just looks so fresh. It looks very clean. I like actually the way like the single machine piece of glass looks when it's in all white. So I went with that colorway. Storage wise, 64 gigabytes. This is probably not going to be my primary device, but even if it was, I'm not somebody who fills up my phone with a bunch of junk. I tend to like keep everything pretty clean, and I use like the iCloud photo library to store my photos. So personally, I didn't need a ton of storage, but if you wanted to, you can go up to 256 gigabytes on the iPhone 11. Finally, for carrier, I have Verizon, but for the first time, maybe ever this year, Apple's actually allowing you to buy it unlocked and SIM-free on day one. So if you wanted to use this as an iPod Touch per se, you don't actually need a carrier. You could do so, but Apple's never done that. Usually this takes like a couple of months because they want you to go through a carrier, but because sometimes I switch SIM cards, I don't want to have to pay the activation fee that you always have to pay when you go through a carrier. So I went unlocked and SIM-free, and you're not getting an extra 30 bucks out of me twice this year, Verizon, because you've done it every year since I've essentially been breathing. Now, I got my order in pretty much at like 7:03 a.m. my time, which was like only a couple of minutes after pre-orders went live. And this was not a year or release where the date slipped instantly. Surprisingly, as of right now when I'm recording this, you can actually get some iPhone 11 models, even the 64 gigabyte base model, on ship day, on September 20th when these come out. So I don't know if that means the supply was really big this year or if the demand was a little bit weaker, but something interesting to note there. Usually things sell out a little bit quicker, a lot quicker actually. So that's the iPhone 11. It's gonna look pretty cool. I'm excited to see that white colorway. Moving on now to the iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max. I made a video last year about the iPhone XS Max, about how for me, it was just too big. I don't personally enjoy a screen that's 6.5 inches. Any larger than that is just insane to me. I need a little bit smaller. And honestly, 5.8 inches diagonally is the perfect size for me. I really like the size of my iPhone XS, and that's what I want to return to in 2019 with the iPhone 11. So I got the regularly sized 5.8 inch iPhone 11 Pro, and colors took me a really long time this time around, because rather than your standard silver, gold, and space gray, you got a new forest green color. I also don't really know what the psychology is between this midnight dark greenish color, because to me, and from what I've heard from everyone who saw these in person, unless you tilted a certain way in the light, just like previous years with silver and gold, they would look similar. This year's space gray and midnight green look very similar. So I'm happy that Apple added a new colorway. Still no product red on the highest end iPhones this year just yet. But if you want midnight green, you can get it. I actually decided to go with space gray because from what I've seen from hands-on, the matte textured finish on the back and space gray with the new camera hump, it seems to look incredible, again, because it's all out of one piece of glass. And that's just the color I was feeling this year. Last year on the iPhone XS, I went with gold, and it looked okay, but honestly, after a while, I kind of had wished I had gotten space gray, or honestly, like the white and silver option. That's why I'm so excited to get white on the 11. But let me know which color you guys are planning to get down below. Midnight green just didn't cut it for me this year. Again, for storage, 64 gigabytes here. You can go all the way up to 512 if you want on the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max, because I guess it does make sense. Professionals would probably need more storage space than the average user, but I just went with 64 again because I checked before this video. I'm only using like half the storage on my 64 gigabyte iPhone XS. And I don't expect over the course of the next year for my usage habits and data habits to change dramatically to the point where I would need more storage. So I'll save $100. I'm spending $9.99 on this one. Still breaking the bank here. I remember when this number was insane a few years ago, but yeah, $1,000 for this one. And again, while I do have Verizon for my my carrier. I don't want to do that fee, so I'm just doing unlocked in SIM free on day one. And I'll just take the SIM out of this phone, put it in the new one, I'm good to go. The iPhone 11 Pro is also shipping out on the 20th, so of course on September 20th, make sure you guys come back here for hands-on videos, how it actually looks in person, unboxing, camera tests. That's what I'm really excited for this year because the cameras got massively upgraded. So lots of good stuff coming for that. Tell me which models you guys are going for down below. If you actually pro to the new phones this year, or are you waiting for the rumored bigger upgrade next year? Because this year, cool as it is, still sort of a stepstone upgrade. Like the design of the phone looks so similar to this one, even though the camera bump is square now. And you know, the Apple logo centered, so complete redesign. No, it's pretty similar. So let me hear your thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe for more. I've been Sam. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see all of you in my next video.